Here we are again. We're outdoors today. It's lovely weather. And just thought it was time for a bit of an update on what we've done since the last video. It's going to be a bit complicated. Matt, there's a cat. It's going to be a bit complicated. Oh,
Where's that?
cat there. Because I can't remember what we did in the last video. Right. Okay, right. So, I think. Right.
Last video was a sort of hardware video, wasn't it?
Is it? Okay.
Can't remember.
Well, we've glued. Right. No, it wasn't. It was something to do with the undercarriage, right?
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
whatever. We've glued the tailplane on, glued the fin on, and we've connected up the servos, which we'll show you in a minute, to the moving surfaces. The fin, rudder, rather, yeah, is connected with the pull system, which I went through with you before, as you can see underneath. That's connected up well and truly, screwed, glued, not glued, screwed, with heat shrink tubing, adjusters, etc, etc. Okay, so that's quite solid actually. It's not too tight, otherwise you're going to bend things and pull stuff out of where it shouldn't be pulled. So that's that done. On the inside, what I'm going to show you is a photograph I took of the servo for the pull system, which is the bottom servo in the fuselage. Put that in first, obviously, because it's at the bottom. And it was a cheap. Sorry, it's the cat after something. Right, it was a cheap servo, and as you'll see from the photograph that I'll show you, Harry will pop up now. I could get the thing to centralise. Obviously, it centralises. But the servo arm, when I put it on, because it's splined, you can only put it on in a number of different places, obviously. It's not infinitely movable. I couldn't get it at 90 degrees to the servo body. And I came to the conclusion it was because it was a cheap load of servo. Never had that problem with high-techs or any of the other more expensive servos. They've always been exactly 90 degrees. Anyway, this isn't, as you'll see on the photo, but I think we'll just have to live with it. The top servo I put in, you probably see that, upside down. Put the top servo in upside down because I wanted it upside down. That gives me a nice straight run with the rod, because that's a rod. Can't set it again. Right, nice straight run right to the back. The French call it the profonde thing. Makes it up and down. No, that's a run. Yellow run? No, not that one. Oh, Jesus. Right, anyway, memory's gone. Right, what we've also done is we've screwed on the undercarriage. So we've stuck the wheels on, as you can see, nice big wheels, boingy boingy wheels. And we've put the little clamps on the wheels, hold them in place nicely, firmly. But we haven't glued or anything the undercarriage wire. It's just held on with clamps at the moment. Right, the rear tail skid, you can see it. Yeah, I've formed up. That's held on by a clamp. Now this end here, right, this end here, it goes vertically upwards into the fuselage, okay, so it bends through 90 degrees. Where is it? Comes along here, bends through 90 degrees and goes up through the fuselage. And I cut away the covering just underneath the tail skid so that I could epoxy it on, epoxy up the hole, and then put the clamp on afterwards. Okay, so that's epoxied and clamped. Right, the wing mountings, or the rubber bandy things for the rubber bands. As I said earlier, this back one has been glued in, okay, but the front one, if you can see inside there, okay, has just a piece of wire going through it, so I can pull the wire out if needs must to access the servo and servo plate to take them out. Okay, no problems. So what we've got is the what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the thingy, find the servo connectors, put them into this little tester. God, I wish I had better eyesight. That's it. Whoa! Right, okay. That's on. Okay. Right, so what we've done, testing both servos at the same time. Okay, so we'll put those into neutral on here. Push the button. Right, so that should be straight and straight. So you can put a ruler on that, and then we'll do the test. Okay. That should be it. And centre. Switch it off. Right, there's plenty of movement on that. More than enough movement for what we need. So what I'm going to do is on the transmitter, on my transmitter, I've got the capability of cutting off the servo, making the movement of the servo less than maximum. So first off I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to change the way the servo reacts on my on the sticks. So I shall allow maximum movement. Yeah, the maximum, I can't remember what it was now, but it's on the drawing. So I'll move the servo so they give me the max on the drawing, whatever it was, up and down and side to side. And then I shall change the settings on the transmitter so that the first part of the movement on the stick is gentle, up to about 3/4 stick, and then it comes in at the end, okay? So that way, when I get the hiccups, if I get the shakes, and right, when I get the shakes, it doesn't react that quickly. Okay, we don't want it to react that quickly, do we? I don't anyway. All we've got left to do on it now is to shove everything in. Obviously, we'll shove the battery in, shove the speed controller in, solder up the speed, solder up the connectors, pop the motor in. A bit of weight perhaps, don't know yet, we'll see how that works out. and to put the magnets on the coaming here. Oh, and a windscreen too, because there's a big hole here. So we need a windscreen, don't we? We'll do that probably within the next couple of days, and then we could take it to the airfield and have a go with it, couldn't we? Or let somebody else have a go with it. Anyway, that's nearly finished now, isn't it? I'm just trying to rack my brain what I'm going to do next. Got loads of stuff to do, but we shall see. The only thing I'd say is, obviously when you put the tailplane on, getting back to the tailplane, put the wing on. Put the bands on the wing. Make sure it's down solid on top of here. And then before this is finally glued on, make sure that it's absolutely at the same level, as it were, as the wing. Make sure it's not cocked over one side slightly, otherwise it'll be going round in circles, like I usually do. That's about it, actually. Anything else, Harry?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay, well, up yours. See you soon. Goodbye.